Hi there, and welcome to the UK HADO November Open tournament, which took place at HADO Borsal Common. Our opening match here is between the Fighting Mongooses on red and Walkingstick on blue. Fighting Mongooses have got a sub in for this match. Our operations manager Tom has kindly joined them as they were down a player for the tournament. And Walkingstick have had various mixes of players over the last few tournaments, and it looks like they're an all-new mix yet again today. So, weight of experience is definitely with the red team here, though, which is starting to tell as we come up on the halfway mark. 8 points to 2, 9 points to 2 now. Walkingstick, or this particular iteration, Walkingstick, have definitely got the work cut out for them here. 12-2 now, and yeah, but Fighting Mongooses are moving away with it here. It's going to be really interesting to see how they do in the overall tournament. It's going to be the first of our open tournaments, which have just been teams based from the Borsal Common Arena. Normally, we also have teams from the RAF and Brighton arenas, but the number of teams that based at Borsal Common has increased that much that the whole tournament was booked out before anyone can get a road trip sorted. But that does mean we've got upcoming tournaments from both the RAF and Brighton of their own. So it's a 22-6 match, 22-6 point win there for Fighting Mongooses. Pretty decisive, really. Mongooses has definitely got to be one of the favourites to win the tournament today, and hopefully Walkingstick will be able to put up more of a fight against some of their later opponents. Amazing accuracy there from player 2 on the Mongooses with 66%. So that was really, really good. Good to see. Mongooses have always generally been quite accurate, so not that surprising, but 66% is still very good. So here we go, moving into match 2. This is Universe A in red against the Noodles in blue. Noodles, formerly known as Shadow Cadets, as they decide they're going to rename themselves, played in quite a lot of tournaments. They're quite experienced young players, very capable and very active. Universe A are the training partners of Fighting Mongooses, so also huge amount of experience on their team and a lot of training and practice against good teams over the years they've been playing for here. So Universe A taking the lead at the halfway point. It's nice shield work there, just slowing down Noodles, stopping them a bit on any sort of fight back. But only 2 points in it. And then the opposing team always represents 3 points pretty much any moment in time. So, as Noodles has done there, it is more than possible to fight your way back up. 8-6 now to Universe A, moving to the last 15 seconds. 8 all. Noodles have pulled this back. Now just sneaking into the lead there. Universe A fighting back against it though. It's showing quite how easy it is for these matches to go right down to the wire here. And is that enough for Universe A? It is. Universe A take the match by a single point. That was an amazing fight back there by Noodles. Just that tiny little bit too little, too late. And Universe A hanging on to take the win. Again, highest accuracy there, 44% compared to previous matches, 66. Nice bit of movement though. Lots of shots out there. Both teams could probably do with a bit more mobility to them though. That we'd like, you'd normally be expecting to see at least 60 meters as a minimum point. But fantastic match either way. Now moving through to match 3, and this is SAS Ninjas on red versus Dragonheart on blue. So SAS Ninjas is a team made from some of our instructors and staff here at the HADO Borsal Common Arena, and Dragonheart have been basically brought in as their very first tournament. For some of the players, it's their very first day ever playing HADO, which is kind of the part of the point in a lot of ways about these open tournaments. They're just designed as local friendly matches to let local teams get experience, see what it's like in a match, try and get a feel for where they kind of stand ability wise, Therefore, how much training they've got ahead of them to get up to a good competitive level. Now, given that the blue team, two of them have never played before today, and one of them's only played once, the fact they've got points on the board against our instructor team there is not a bad sign at all. What we generally find is in HADO that people improve game on game for at least the first sort of 10 to 12 matches that they play. So what we expect to see as we go through the tournament is Dragonheart's ability jumping up match on match. 5 points in now against our instructors. Still really good play there. I mean, it's a very definitive win for SAS Ninjas, but 6 points scored on behalf of Dragonhearts from a group that have never played the sport before. That is not a bad showing against a significantly more experienced and well-trained team. And yeah, 70% accuracy there from SAS Ninjas, so even managing to move ahead of what we saw from Fighting Mongooses there in the first round. Again, relatively low movement across the board. Part of that's actually sort of the inexperience of Dragonheart, meaning that SAS Ninjas could get away with being that bit more stationary for putting the shots out. Our next match, this is the BC Griffins in red versus Wolfpack in blue. BC Griffins are our home team from our after-school club that runs out the BC Arena here. And they've been taking their training and classes every week since the beginning of this academic year. Wolfpack is a family team with a fair amount of experience amongst the three of them. And although you may not guess it from first look, the most dangerous member of their team for an opposing team to watch out for is the guy right on the centre line. That's right, the youngest member of the team is most certainly the most dangerous player that they've got. So nice use of shield tactics here. It's locking out the BC Griffins, limiting their capacity to earn points, and allowing the Wolfpack to just stand in there behind that defended point and just drop points on the board as they go. So more shields moving up there. That looks like the last of the shields there from Wolfpack, but only 5 seconds to play. Those shields have allowed them to hold a really big points difference there against BC Griffins, taking the first match there for Wolfpack. And as you can see, player 5 on Wolfpack, that was our young player right on the front line there, scored taking 13 of the 14 knockouts. So definitely a player to watch. He's going to undoubtedly end up getting targeted by the more experienced teams, because if there's a standout player on a team, the single best thing you can do is try and lock them down. If you know that player is going to be responsible for the bulk of the points scored by a given team, you need to focus on them and try and keep them locked out the game for as much as you possibly can. Okay, moving on. We now have Dragonheart back in for their second match here in red against Fighting Mongooses in blue. So we already know Fighting Mongooses are an excellent team. Dragonheart here, this is their second ever competitive match. Only 1 point difference though, or 2 points difference now as we come towards that 20-second mark. Okay, it was looking good at the start. Fighting Mongooses now start to open that points gap up quite considerably. Because the other team are your points, basically, so there's always 3 points available. Until you've got at least a 4-point lead, you haven't really got a lead, because the other team can basically flip the game in a single moment. But here now, when I move through to a 9-point advantage, 10-point advantage, this is definitely going to be Mongooses' game. The question is, how much damage can Dragonheart do? Can they get their eye on the ball for trying to land some hits here? There's a lot of good evasion going on from Mongooses, good shield work, and it's making it very difficult for less experienced Dragonhearts. But 6 points on the board here, 20 seconds left to play. If we're comparing that to their previous matchup, we've got to say this is an improvement in play from Dragonheart in just one game. Which is what we said, that basically you're going to see with new teams, they're going to jump in ability game on game for at least the first 10 matches. Which means that it really is such a quick and easy sport to get into for new players. And that's exactly what these open tournaments are about. Just come, try it, play, have a go. Doesn't matter if you've never played the sport before, you're still going to have a lot of fun and get a whole load of match experience in the day. That being said, if you want to come and learn properly, obviously we run coach sessions. We have for younger players after school tournaments and training. We're also starting up our adult coaching sessions, and we also have open training sessions on Saturday and Sunday afternoons for individuals, groups, or whole teams to come down and basically cross train with each other just to get more game experience and more skill under your belts. So here we have now Wolfpack on red against Universe A on blue. So said Wolfpack, he's now red player one. We saw him being the standout player for Wolfpack in the last matchup. Let's see what Universe A are capable of here. Said we know they're a very experienced team, very capable, but 4-0 down is not what you'd expect to see Universe A at this point in the time lag. Right, initial shields going for Universe A, but they've been taken straight down there by Wolfpack. They're slowly starting to close the gap there, trying to get some more focused fire on red one on the centre line. Unfortunately, what that's doing is it's leaving red 2 and 3 unmarked, unable to really put a lot of fire out. Now, last matchup we saw Wolfpack go in with a shield defense based around player 2. This time, player 2 is running as technician, so very high charge rate. This is due to the fact that Universe A have a tendency to run on shield tactics, and that's quite well known. So the technician's been taken there by Wolfpack to make sure that whatever shield defense Universe A try and put in place, that they can be able to smash their way through it nice and quickly to allow number 1 there to earn his points and number 3 to cause chaos because they're not focusing on him at all. So, fantastic win there for Wolfpack. This is their opening tournament as well, although the players themselves have all had plenty of match experience previously. It's 15 points to 10 for Wolfpack. And obviously that technician element they chose to swap to for this match did exactly what it was supposed to in controlling the game area and getting rid of the any shield defense that USA tried to put up. See there, USA didn't actually go for a shield build on any of their players, but as they're historically known for it, it was a sensible tactic for Wolfpack to use. Our next matchup, here we have SAS Ninjas on red against in blue versus Fighting Mongooses in red. So two very experienced, very capable teams here who have trained against each other, faced each other in tournaments a number of times. This should be a really good matchup. So early lead from SAS Ninjas, but just 1 point in it here, and that's not going to hold Fighting Mongooses off for long. Good jump there from red 3, getting straight over the top of one of the Mongoose shots. So the target markers that are being aimed out on each of the players, those triangles and circle formation, they move with your head. So movements to the head shift the markers. So dropping low drops your targets low. Same way that jumping takes your targets high, allowing you to evade incoming fire. Left and right is also pretty useful, but height changes are actually the most effective at dodging out the way of incoming fire. So 7 points apiece here, 30 seconds to play. SAS Ninjas just with 1 point, 2 point lead now. Still not very much. As you said, basically the opposing team will always represent 3 points for you, so that 3 points is always there to grab. 10-9 now, moving to the last 15 seconds. 2 point lead, 3 point lead, 4 point lead now for SAS Ninjas. Is that going to be enough? Are they going to be able to stop the Mongooses here? 2 points to go. 3 seconds. And they do it. SAS Ninjas take the first round against this first match against Mongooses. 14 points to 11. Be interesting to see how they go through the rest of the tournament. I've no doubt the Mongooses will most certainly be looking for a rematch somewhere further down the line. Okay, so yeah, really good there. Low movement rates again, especially from the blue team there, because a lot of just shifting on the spot and dropping height rather than moving around the pitch area. But it worked. So moving to our next game here, we have Universe A in red against the BC Griffins in blue. So Universe A unlikely to want to lose the second one in a row. but our Griffins have been training hard since their last tournament. So let's see how it's going. Only 1 point difference, and that's in favour of the Griffins here, as we've gone past the into the 50-second mark. 3-2 coming up on 50 seconds. Griffins are playing a fantastic match here. It's really great to see how these young players are developing, tournament on tournament, and even match on match within those tournaments, forcing the more experienced teams to really have to work. There is no guarantee in this sport that size or age are going to be benefits in any way, shape, or form. Such a level playing field, and it just comes down to experience and training. And although the Griffins have been in the sport for a lot less time than Universe A have, they've been doing quite a lot of intensive training over the weeks of this term in their after-school club. So Universe A now starting to pull ahead as we go into the last few seconds. That initial lead from BC Griffins having been thoroughly chipped away there. But that was great play, especially with Griffins really holding out until close to the halfway mark there with a lead on the game against a significantly more experienced team. So University have taken this one, but should those teams meet again in a month's time, I am not so certain the match would go that way. Said BC Griffins are undergoing a very great deal of training, significantly more than pretty much any of our other teams. So we're likely to see them jump again for next game. So moving forward now, we are going to Walkingstick on red versus SAS Ninjas on blue. So we've already seen both these teams in action. Obviously, we know that SAS Ninjas are very capable and made of instructors and staff from the HADO Common Arena. Walkingstick, this has been having a slightly different mix of players in each match it's played. This particular grouping haven't played a tournament together before, and unfortunately, I think that lack of team practice is showing and letting them down, because they put up some fantastic showings in some of our previous matches. So SAS Ninjas clearly in control here as we hit the halfway mark with a 4-point lead. Let's just jump now to a 7-point lead. I don't think we're going to see any sort of serious fight back here from Walkingsticks, but it's going to be interesting to see if they can manage to rack another couple of points up on the board. Unfortunately, you can't hear the crowd during these videos, which is a little bit of a shame, because the support that Walkingstick are getting is quite fantastic. They're being cheered on for every clip they're getting on a player, and a huge cheer there for their 2nd point on the board. It's one of the real nice things we get in these local tournaments. There's so much support for the underdog teams that really keeps them fighting right down to the end. Gets them to get by far and away the most out of the matches. So 17 points to 2, not our biggest win today, but a good solid win there from SAS Ninjas. Now, the way our open tournaments work is we have 2 pools of 4 teams that play off against each other, and then the top 2 teams from each pool will go through to the Cup knockout, and the bottom 2 teams go through to the Shield knockout. That means that every team that enters is going to get exactly the same number of matches to play, so that everyone gets the same amount of match experience, and it also gives us a final ranking of 1 through 8 for the teams at the end of the tournament. Moving forward now, here we have Noodles in red versus the Common Griffins in blue. So both these teams have already given some pretty good showings. We know Noodles came very close to defeating USA. Common Griffins here struggling a little bit with the manoeuvrability and speed of Noodles, but they're now on the board. Just that 1 point separating them, so it's likely to be a relatively close game here. 2 points now at the 50-second mark. 3 points. Noodles starting to extend their lead a little. See if BC Griffins can pull this back. There's 1 more point on the board. That front player of Noodles is giving the Griffins a lot of trouble. Not really able to focus and take him out of play, and he's able to just chip away at their life points. Now, ideally, you don't want to just focus on that front player. That front player is normally a distraction. They're normally very quick, very difficult to hit, and you get enticed into trying to aim at them all the time, taking the pressure off the rest of their team. Ideally, you want to pick each of you should pick a member of the opposing team and mark them, so there's constant pressure on every player on the opposing team. Otherwise, just focus firing on that front player. Leaves those back shooters plenty of time to aim and take their shots to take your life points down. So 13 points to 6 there. Good play from Noodles. Still great play from Griffins. As you said, their constant sort of improvement match on match as we've gone through these tournaments over the last couple of months is fantastic to see. But Noodles there, uh, taking the match quite happily, just shy of 60% accuracy rate, and that front fast-moving player really drawing the attention from Griffins for quite a lot of the match, and keeping the pressure off his teammates has been doing so. And next match, here we go. This is Walkingstick in red versus Dragonheart in blue. So, said it's the sort of new mix-up for Walkingstick on their team makeup, and a very inexperienced team from Dragonheart here. So, actually, two relatively well-matched teams. What we'll see as we go through the process today is that the pool stages sort of effectively shake out the teams into sort of comparable levels, and then as we go through the 2 rounds of knockouts, that we'll get basically more and more comparable skill levels between the teams. So what we should see in the final knockout rounds is each of those matchups should be between two very well matched, very equal teams, giving us a fantastic final set of games. But here we go, Walkingstick, I think just showing that bit more experience they've got over Dragonheart. However, Dragonheart's certainly not going down without a fight here. Just 1 point in it. 2 points in it now, 25 seconds to play. Can Walkingstick hold on for their first win, or will Dragonheart move through as they're in their inaugural tournament and take this match? 5 point lead though for Walkingstick, 4 point lead, 10 seconds to play. It's unlikely that Dragonheart are going to pull it back from this point. So this is going to look like it's going to be quite a healthy win there for Walkingstick. 16 points to 11 for Walkingstick there. Real nice play there from the younger team. But again, 11 points on the board now. This time it's the highest score in the match so far for Dragonheart. And they've clearly been picking that up match on match. 58.8% accuracy there from Dragonheart as well in the MVP categories. So they're really getting their eye in now for getting that through. Yeah, well, 58% and a 52% on Dragonheart. Just player 5 that's letting them down a little bit there on the accuracy. But player 5 was running his technician role of charge 4, so he's basically just there more to try to drive the opposing team into kill locations and cause chaos for them. So moving forward here, now we have um, Noodles in red versus Wolfpack in blue. So both of these teams have shown themselves to be very competent in the matches so far. So it's going to be really interesting to see how we go here. Very close in this first 20-second period. Just a 1 point lead for Wolfpack. We've seen plenty of these games. That really is not enough to give any sort of security. 4 points all, 5-4. So Wolfpack just holding on to that little bit of a lead, but Noodles striking back all the way down the line. Now, as we can see here on the front player for Wolfpack, on player 4, seen all the way through, he's by far and away the most dangerous player in terms of points, the amount of points he can rack up on the board. And Noodles are doing a very good job of trying to target him as best they can, trying to lock him out of the game, trying to keep his life points down. Because one, obviously, when you knock him out of the game, you've earned a point, but he's not earning points for his own team. And that attacking onto the front line there is definitely doing a good job for Noodles and is stopping Wolfpack getting any kind of decent lead here. So just 1 point in it, neck and neck, 5 seconds to play. Whoa, and that's a 13-13 draw. So in a draw, we go into overtime. That's 10 seconds to get your breath back. Nobody regains any life markers, any shields, or anything else, and it's purely about first knockout. First knockout on any player is what's going to take this match. So, and there we go. So that is a win for Noodles, clipping the player 5 on blue there for Wolfpack. That was a very well played match. Really, really absolutely down to the wire stuff. and very enjoyable to see. There you go. Looking at our movement levels there, 110 meters there from blue. So even though that was a red win, blue took every single one of the MVP categories. Blue player 4 there, again, 11 kills. So although Noodles is doing a good job of trying to keep him knocked out, he still managed to rack up a whole stack of points there. Okay, so moving forward to our next match here, we have Walkingstick in red versus Common Griffins in blue. Um, so BC Griffins, the more experienced of the two teams in terms of the mix-ups, but you never know quite how it's going to go on the day. So early 3-point lead there to Griffins, 4-point lead now, less than 20 seconds played. Griffins look like they are motoring here. They're really trying to keep Walkingstick knocked back, not letting any kind of momentum into this match. See if Walkingstick are capable of clawing this back in any way. Got it down to just a 3-point lead, but Griffins are not allowing to Walkingstick to get back into this if they can help it at all. So really good movement and team play there from Griffins. Both teams here are just going with straight out firepower. So we've got a decent amount of charge rate, speed, and things on the shots, but there is no intention of shielding or any kind of defensive play there. This is just about pure firepower from both sides. And Griffins, with that between accuracy and movement, seem to be having the edge in this mix-up so far. 3 points in it though, 4 points in it now, and 10 seconds to play. So this looks like it's going to be a Griffins win. Yep, so there's no way Walkingstick can catch them now. And that is 16 points to 11 for the Common Griffins. Really great play from the team there. As I said, they're shifting up game on game, and as we're starting to see them against teams that are more on their sort of experience level, we're seeing that they're clearly coming to at the top end of the novice teams, which is great to see the way that those lads have improved since they started training at the arena. So great play there from Common Griffins, showing just how much they've been learning in their after-school training. Now, moving through again, here we have Common Griffins versus Walkingstick again, because we are now in our knockout rounds. As I wasn't watching the timetable there, so it caught me slightly by surprise. As we move through into knockout rounds here, these are all played as a best of 3. So currently it's 1 match to Common Griffins, and that's a real hefty lead they're taking there in the early parts of this game. Taking the second game will win the knockout round for them, but obviously if Walkingstick can manage to take it, then it'll go to a final third game. So these guys are now competing in the Shield Cup. So this is the battle for the bottom 4 places on the table, so position 5 through 8. And this is the first of the semi-finals. The winning team here will go on to the final, which is the basically the playoff for 5th place, and the losing team will go to the playoff for 7th place. Nice solid 4-point lead being maintained there. 3-point lead now. No, back to that 4-point lead. As long as BC Griffins can hold that 4-point lead, basically Walkingstick are not going to be able to catch them in this match. The lead extending now just into the dying seconds, and that is 16 points to 11 for Common Griffins. So that's 2 straight wins against Walkingstick, and that is Griffins through to the 5th place playoff in the next phase of the knockouts. Moving forward now, this is the second one of the Shield playoffs, and we are now going to be looking at Universe A versus Dragonheart coming up very soon. Great figures there, especially the percentages there on accuracy from BC Griffins were really, really good to see. So here we have Universe A versus Dragonheart for the second one of the Shield semi-finals. Now, the expectation obviously here is for Universe A to take the game against Dragonheart. As we said, Dragonheart's very first tournament, and Universe A are a very experienced team. They just came off worse against Wolfpack and Noodles in their pool stages. Universe A are normally a team you'd expect to see go through to a higher round of knockouts. Just not their tournament this time round. So, again, winning team from here will go through to the fifth round playoff, losing team to seventh round playoff. Now, given the difference in experience here, Dragonheart are putting up one hell of a good fight here. Only a 4-point difference, well, 3-point difference now with 33 seconds left to play. Um, this is really, really good play from them. I mean, the expectations of University are going to take this, but Dragonheart are seriously making them work for it, which is fantastic to see from such an inexperienced team. So 20 seconds to go, 6-point lead for Universe A. I mean, it's going to be a Universe A match. Dragonheart aren't capable of closing that point difference in this time frame, but it's great to see the amount of work they're making Universe A put in, and that little shield takedown there as well. Which is very nicely orchestrated. Definitely starting to get their heads into the tactics and the gameplay. But yeah, interesting to see again how they do in future tournaments. Um, as that experience starts to kick in, they are only going to get better from here on out. So that was the first of their two knockout matches. So that's a Universe A win against Dragonheart. So we're going to move through to their second match. So if Universe A take this one, they're through to the fifth round playoff against BC Griffins. And if Dragonhearts lose, they go through to the seventh round playoff against Walkingstick. So coming around here, so match 2, Universe A versus Dragonheart. See if Dragonheart have learned anything from that first round, if they're able to put any more pressure on Universe A. So first points on the board there for Universe A. See, Dragonheart have answered back, so just 1 point in it. Both teams on the board though. Coming up towards the 22nd play, so 6 seconds remaining mark, and it's a 2-point lead or 3-point lead now for Universe A. So Universe A now moving past that magic sort of 4-point markup. She said once you get more than 4 points difference between the two teams, now you've got a defined lead. Any less than that could just flip in an instant because the other team is worth 3 points. So 8-point lead now. So 7-point lead, but Universe A having a commanding position in this second match of the best of 3 setup. Got a very active cheerleader on the sidelines there. Getting a little overexcited. So 10-point lead now. 11-point lead. Yeah, Universe A have clearly got this in the bag. This stage less than 20 seconds to play. Let's see if Dragonheart can pull any more points back. And well, I said they're definitely still making Universe A work for this. I mean, they've got a much bigger point lead and much more comfortable position than they did in the first round, but they've had to work to get it, which is great to see from such a young team as Dragonheart. That they're forcing their more experienced opponents to have to work to get those wins against them. And yeah, great accuracy from Universe A, 54.8% there, and a nice spread across the players for the different levels and achievements. Um, so blue 6 there being the greatest liability for Dragonheart. So the one that needs to put more training into dodging and maneuverability. So here we go for the 1 through 4 playoffs. So this is the first of our semi-finals. So SAS Ninjas in red versus Noodles in blue. So obviously we've seen both these teams in action already. They're very capable, very competent. Dodging and evasion from SAS Ninjas is very, very good. Seeing there a lot of nice body movement shifting around the shots from Noodles. A lot of nice aggression there from Red 2 as well, both shifting around the court and that forward and backward elements there, both to buy time and to close in on their targets. Looking like it's a very strong showing here from SAS Ninjas as we hit the halfway mark. 5-point lead, 6-point lead now. But I mean, Noodles are playing well. There is again, there's some good dodging, there's some good groundwork. They're just holding a little bit too long in each position. So when they're going low, they're staying low for too long, which is allowing SAS Ninjas to get those shots in on them in that position. So it's a little bit quicker on those height changes, a little bit more variation in how they're playing. Side-to-side dodging there from Red 2, those causing absolute chaos for Noodles. They just don't seem to be able to get their eye on him at all. So just under 5 seconds left to play now. And that is a clear win for SAS Ninjas. 15 points to 11. So a clear win, but again, these younger teams really making the more experienced teams work for every point they're scoring here. So 51.5% accuracy there from SAS Ninjas, which is not a bad score given how mobile Noodles are being. So now moving into the second round of their knockout matches. SAS win this, they are through to the final to battle out for first place. Noodles lose, they are through to the third round playoff. It's going to be interesting to see whether Noodles have managed to shift their tactics in any way to account for the dodging abilities of SAS Ninjas. It looks like they are now starting to try to focus a little less on red 2 and try and give reds 1 and 3 a bit more grief. They both got let off quite a lot of pressure in the last game as red 2 managed to draw a lot of attention onto himself. So only a 2-point lead here. 3-point lead now, 4-point lead. So that's SAS Ninjas starting to motor ahead, but a bit of a fight back from Noodles. Closing that gap down. Bit of berating there from the sidelines as well. So 3-point lead, 4-point lead. Noodles really need to start a solid comeback here if they're going to have a chance of taking this game. 20 seconds to play, 4 points in it, 3 points in it. It's great work, 2 points in it, sorry. Really good work from Noodles there, closing that gap down. But Ninjas are not going to let them catch up here. So 11 to 8. Coming up on 5 seconds left to play. Nice shield there from Noodles. Just took a little bit the edge off the firepower. But these 12 points to 9. So that is the second win for SAS Ninjas, who move through to the final. And Noodles will be heading into the third round playoff. So the final match in this first phase of knockout games is coming up. And this will decide the second team to enter the final and the second team to enter the third round playoff. And this is going to be Wolfpack, who I believe will be in red, versus Fighting Mongooses on the blue side. So, Mongooses, we know, very good team. Wolfpack have been doing some fantastic work as they've gone through on these earlier games. Now, Mongooses are probably one of the most tactically savvy teams in the game, and that means that Red 2 on the front line there, everyone's aware of how capable he is at scoring points and how fast he's able to move, and that means that they are going to be looking to shut him down. They're going to be keeping focused fire on Red 2 as much as they possibly can. They don't want him in the game at all. You can see that sort of tactical attack constantly going into Red 2. But good movement, good play all round. Fight Mongoose is now starting to move ahead quite significantly on their lead there. And the two rear players, blue 4, blue 5, really having very little pressure put on them at this stage. Front player blue 6 pretty much taking all the incoming fire and dodging and evading quite well to limit the point scoring there from Wolfpack, and a very concentrated setup there on red 2 to try and keep them locked out of the game. The problem is when you're identifiable as a dangerous player, the other team are always going to try and lock you out. Lovely little pirouette spin there from blue 6, evading around the shots. So that is match 1. A clear and definitive win there from Fighting Mongooses with 20 points to 9. As you can see that they absolutely tore into the Wolfpack's frontline fighter there. But he's just too dangerous to leave in the game. And tactically, cannot fault them for that. That's an excellent play to try and keep Red 2 shut out of things. Now, we've seen quite a lot of different shifts of tactics and things from Wolfpack. Don't think they've played quite the same stat set in any match so far. They've been adapting and shifting against their opponents as they go, which is always good. Keeps your opponents guessing about exactly what they're going to be facing, and allows you to adapt your play style to match that you're facing against. So obviously, Fighting Mongooses picking up a good solid lead here as we go towards the half-second mark. So they got a lot of work from Wolfpack to close this back up. Still focusing on on red 2, but red 3 is also taking quite a lot of firepower now into that back corner. He's getting himself a bit trapped there, making it easy for the Mongooses to try and catch him with both straight shots and blindsides. We're, if anything, focusing on player 3, although it's earning them plenty of points. It's taken a bit of pressure off player 2. Let's see if he can do anything to help pull his team back into the match with a little bit more, a little less firepower coming his way. Nice shield up there from Mongooses. Just takes the edge off any kind of counter attack as you come into the last few seconds. So that's a 15-9 win there for Mongooses. So that'll be Fighting Mongooses going through to the final, and Wolfpack through to the third round playoff. But really nice match there. Good, very good tactical play from Mongooses in their focus of which players to attack and how to shift their focus around. Yep, and we said there, red 2, 8 was knocked out 8 times that match because they just focused firing on him to keep him absolutely locked out. So not necessarily great for the player, but tactically a very sound and intelligent move. So now we're in our final round of knockout matches. So this is Walkingstick versus Dragonheart. This is the playoff for 7th place. So Walkingstick in red versus Dragonheart in blue. So previously Walkingstick, this isn't their normal mix of players, so they're still getting used to playing together. For Dragonheart, this is their very first tournament, and for 2 of them, their very first time ever playing HADO. So it's a nice lead at the moment for Walkingstick, but Dragonheart are starting to fight back more and more. As I said, we've seen Dragonheart basically improve in ability pretty much game on game as they've been gaining their experience through this tournament. 4-point lead though, it's fairly healthy there for Walkingstick, but Dragonheart still fighting to try and close that gap down and pull this match back. Well done Dragonheart. They're pulled down to back to just a single point lead. So with over 20 seconds to play, this is brought back to anybody's game, and that is neck and neck now at the 20-second mark. So this really could go to any team. Walkingstick probably had the edge going into this, but it's fantastic play from Dragonhearts here. So neck and neck again. Beautiful little flurry there. 5 seconds to play, and it's a 1-point lead to Dragonheart. 1-point lead back to Walkingstick. Great recovery there from Walkingstick. Beautiful little 2-point takedown there in the last couple of seconds of the game. Flipped the result of the match. Absolutely down to the wire. As we said earlier when we were talking about these different matchups, this final round of knockout games that we're just entering into now are going to be the closest sets of games because the way that the sifting and results have gone on the matches, what it's going to do is going to produce a really good set of close finished matches in this final round. So moving in now to the second one of these knockout games between Walkingstick and Dragonheart. So that last one was absolutely down to the wire. Let's see if Dragonheart have managed to improve yet again. Well, they've got the 1-point lead going for the moment, 2-point lead, 10 seconds played. So they are dangerous because they are clearly up in their game, match after match, from each learning experience they're going through here. So can Walkingstick pull this back? Or have we reached the tipping point where Dragonheart's going to start to move clear of their opponents? 3-point lead to Dragonheart. So that's a good solid point score there. But straight away, 2-point pullback from Walkingstick there. And now we're back to just a 2-point difference here, coming up on the halfway mark. 3-point difference, back to 2. So although Dragonheart are edging ahead and managing to keep that lead, Walkingsticks are closing it down time and time again. And it's only going to take one error on behalf of Dragonhearts, and Walkingstick will go from just closing that lead down to flipping the game. So 20 seconds to play, just 1 point in it. Can Dragonheart hold out on this lead? Can they start to edge ahead again? Back to neck and neck. And 12 all, 13 all. Beautifully even play from the teams here. 5 seconds to play. Walkingstick have just edged the lead. Can they hold on to it? Yes, they can. 15 points to 13 there for Walkingstick. So Walkingstick takes 7th place and Dragonheart take 8th. That was a very good pair of matches there. Really good gameplay to watch. Very, very close. Um, good accuracy, reasonable movement. Overall, really good games. Now, so we're going to be now moving through to our fifth place playoff. This is going to be between Universe A on red and the BC Griffins on blue. So, what we've seen so far in the tournament, you'd expect this to be Universe A win, but Baltimore Griffins have definitely got the ability to force them to work for it. So let's see where they manage to get to. Can Griffins really put the pressure on Universe A in the way that some of the other junior teams have done in this tournament? Well, it's only 1 point in it, 20 seconds played. That is indeed a... Oh, and BC Griffins have gone into the lead here. Excellent play from the Griffins. As you said, these younger teams are learning so fast and closing the gap on the more experienced teams really rapidly. Don't think anyone in the sport's going to be able to sit on their laurels. You got to be on the pitch. You've got to be training, and if you're not getting that regular training in, these younger, newer teams are going to come streaming past you. Just 1 point in it now. Universe A pulled it back to 10 points apiece. 1 point lead now for Universe A. 20 seconds to play. This could go either way. Griffins have certainly proved that they're capable of matching up here against Universe A. Now, can they get rid of that shield? Or is that going to be just enough cover to let Universe A pull up out the win here? A couple of seconds to play. 3 points in it. 4 points in it. Yep. It was neck and neck till that shield went up on the right hand side of the pitch there for Universe A, and that just took the pressure off them just enough to add those last few points in. Unfortunately, Griffins weren't able to get focus fire going to destroy that shield quickly enough. So, round two. See if this one's going to go to the wire as well. So, opening score there from Universe A. They try and stop Griffins getting any kind of momentum, but it's good evasion, good dodging from the Griffins there. Moving nicely across the pitch. Just 1 point and back, now neck and neck, 2 points apiece. And 20 seconds played. Griffins now just edging a lead by a single point. The shields are going up for Universe A again, but nice, fairly rapid takedown there from Griffins, getting rid of that shield. Another shield there, needs to get that gone too. Good play there from Griffins. 5 points apiece. 6 points apiece at the halfway mark. 1 point lead now for Universe A. Great evasion, great movement from both teams. Said before, it's really good to see how these junior teams are growing up and how they're improving. But that doesn't mean that more experienced teams like Universe A aren't also upping their game as we move through. I know they've been doing a fair amount of practice and training on the court as well. Some fairly long, intensive training sessions. Now, it looks like with 10 seconds left to play, 5 point difference, this is going to go to Universe A. But absolute kudos to Griffins. They have made them work for this in a way that you wouldn't expect a junior team to take a more experienced team like Universe A right to the ropes. So, might have won this tournament. Not so sure what the outcome's going to be in December though, because that was fantastic play there from Griffins. Really, really forcing Universe A to pull everything out of the bag there to hold on to their lead. So that is Universe A taking 5th place and Baltimore Griffins taking 6th. So again, moving through now to our final two knockout rounds. So this is going to start for the 3rd place playoff between Noodles on the red side and Wolfpack on blue. So, okay, we've got a shield defense going in there from Wolfpack. Let me see what they can do with it. Now, really need to get some points on the board behind these shields. Just one single point shield, single point pick up there. Now, Noodles have also got some shields, but nothing as heavy duty as what Wolfpack are putting out here. So the shield positions are going up well. They're nicely protecting the Wolfpack players, but just need to get those points on the board here. When you put up a shield, you have to make sure you're earning the points while it's up, because it takes so much of the speed, scale, and charge rate off your shield user that you're almost just playing as a two-player team. So when that shield player puts up that barrier, the assassins, technicians on the rest of the team have got to make the most of it. They've got to rack those points up during that defended time period. Good work there from Noodles, trying to get an angle to get behind the Wolfpack shield, and that is Wolfpack now out of shields and without a lead at this point, which is unfortunate to see. You'd hope that basically with that shield usage going in, they'd have been able to get a decent lead and hold out. So this is going to be round one going to Noodles, 9 points to 7, just a 2 point difference there. So another very, very close game, as we'd expect it to be at this stage. Um, Obviously, when they faced off against each other in the pool stages, it came down to a knockout round in overtime. So we expect all these games to be very, very close. Now, when they faced off against Noodles in the pool stages, Wolfpack were not using a shield tactic. I don't think here we can see the shield tactic hasn't really worked for them the way they wanted it to. So, given that they've been morphing most games, we'd expect to see a totally new set of tactics here coming out from Wolfpack. So, wait for their stats to come across the board and see where we're at. So, round two, here we go. Opening point there from Blue. And yep, there is no shield points been taken at all there from Wolfpack. So they've dropped that defensive tactic altogether, and they're just going for firepower here. Pretty much effectively matching what Noodles are doing. And that's a 2 point lead now. For Wolfpack, 3 point lead. And I'm coming up on 50 seconds to play, 30 seconds gone. 4 point lead still now for Wolfpack. So this increased firepower definitely seems to be doing the trick against Noodle. They've got a shield up, but none of those shields are particularly strong. Just trying to buy themselves a little bit of time. See shields like that, single point shields going up mid-match, which normally shows that the team's starting to be under quite a lot of pressure. They're just desperately trying to give themselves a bit of breathing space to get going again, but it doesn't look like Wolfpack are going to give them the chance here. 20 seconds to play. That's a good, strong lead here from Wolfpack. It's going to take a lot of work for Noodle to try and do anything about this lead. So this looks like we're going to be going around to match 3 in this best of 3 setup here. Yep. So this is a definitive win for Wolfpack in the second match, taking it 18 points to 10. Said that real, again, player 5 just dominating on the point score there. Said the only team that have really managed to stop him was the Fighting Mongooses, with their tactic of just trying to keep him locked out of play as much as possible. But fundamentally, if you leave that the frontline player of Wolfpack in the game, you are going to be in a very very difficult position. Unfortunately for his opponents, he's also very quick. So moving on to our third and final round here. Wolfpack in blue versus Noodles in red. Battle for third place. So Noodles with early points on the board. Got a shield up there from Wolfpack, but there's no shield points been chosen. So it looks like it might have been a bit of a tester. Try and make Noodles think that they'd gone for another defensive setup. However, despite the fact they're on their firepower set as they were for last game, Noodles have severely upped their play here. And that firepower setup is not getting the results this time for Wolfpack that it got in the previous match. And I think, looking at it, they are very heavily targeting into player 5 now, which, as we said before, he's the threat in Wolfpack. And if you want to have a chance of winning, you have to shut him down. If you leave him live in game, he is just going to keep tearing through your team. Too accurate and too fast, basically, to leave him alone. And they are keeping that focus fire on him. But that's Wolfpack closing the gap, though. 3 point lead's still going to be quite a lot in these last few seconds, especially with how Noodle are playing. But nothing is impossible. 4 point lead, that might be, though. 5 seconds to play. And it looks like Noodle are going to take the third round. Yep, 15 points to 12. Fantastic set of matches there. Two very, very evenly matched teams. We said the shift up in tactics there from Noodle in focusing in on player 5 from Wolfpack. That was what took them that match. That was good, basically very effective. Focus fire on him, keeping him locked out the game. 7 KOs on him there, and only 5 KOs scored by player 5. Pretty much every game we've seen up to now, he's been double figures for his knockouts or near as. Um, so obviously the Wolfpack now needing a new tactic with their front man. So here we go with the final match now of the November Open tournament. So we have Fighting Mongooses on the red versus SAS Ninjas on blue. Expecting to see some very close play here as we go through. Good solid shield defense coming up from Mongooses. Not always being used by their players there. People moving ahead of the shield somewhat. Moving in front of a shield isn't particularly great. Obviously, it's not defending you in any way. 5 points apiece though, 6 points, 6 points to 5. So with the shields they've put up so far, we'd have expected Mongooses to try and extend that lead a little more. SAS Ninjas are purely relying on evasion, but it looks like Mongooses they've got a lead, but it's whether they can keep hold of it. Their shields aren't going to last forever, and that's SAS Ninjas fighting back very heavily now. Just 2 points in it, 20 seconds to play. Far too early to call it in either direction here. But Mongooses are out of shields, so it's all down to accuracy and firepower now. You'd expect SAS Ninjas to be pulling back at this stage, but Mongooses have managed to hold on to that lead, and they are going to be taking that first game. A little pirouette there from Red 2, just evading the shot right at the end. So that is 12 points to 9 there in favour of the Fighting Mongooses in the first match. So, can SAS Ninjas pull this back? Still time to do it. Fantastic accuracy there from Ninjas, 60%, which in the final match is not an easy thing to be hitting that level of accuracy. But those shields from Fighting Mongooses Red 2 there, just proving enough to be able to tip the match. SAS Ninjas really lacking that discipline for the focus fire to basically smash through their shields and get rid of them. Okay, let's see if we can see any change in tactics here in game 2. Ninjas first off the mark there. Heavy duty shields going up from Mongooses again. So more and more of this shield tactic worked well from the first round, and again we're not really seeing a clean answer here from Ninjas. When one shield like that goes up, you should be seeing basically the whole team turn and focus fire on the shields to get rid of them. Even if you do got to evade that incoming fire from whoever your counterpart is, just cannot let those shields stand. Especially not against a team like Mongooses. They're just going to stand behind them and just pepper you and snipe your team into the ground. And I'm seeing here 10 points to 4, 11 points to 4 now. I don't think that Ninja's going to be able to pull this back at this stage. They just allowed the Mongooses to keep those shields up for too long in the right positions. Take away from this for SAS Ninjas is to really practice on that team tactic of concentrating fire on shields to get them out of the way. Otherwise, anyone with a heavy shield tactic like that is going to give Ninjas a significant issue. Yeah, 17 points to 8. Definitive win there in the final match for Fighting Mongooses. So that is Fighting Mongooses taking the win. So in our November Open, that is Fighting Mongooses as our winning team, SAS Ninjas in second, and Noodles as our third place team. So really, really great play there all round, and a fantastic matchup. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, obviously please make sure you've liked and subscribed and all the rest of it. Share it with your mates, and come join us on the pitch.